I have fooled Jewish grandmothers. For me, the gauge was, how did Jewish grandmothers react to faux gras? What did they say? And when they said to me, is that schmaltz? Is that chicken liver? Chicken liver? I thought I was onto something. I think that a lot of people are putting faux gras out at dinner parties, at holiday tables. I know a lot of people bring faux gras to their grandparents' Passover tables and they say, look, Grandma, it's just like your mock chopped liver. And Grandma's like, no, mine's better. No, what is this stuff? And they try it and they like it. What's nice about it is that Jewish grandmothers are now fooling Jewish grandfathers who maybe have high cholesterol, or maybe the doctor said they can't eat any animal fat anymore, or that they needed to reduce the amount of meat that they're having. They serve them faux gras and the men are completely fooled. Hallelujah. Hi, I'm Ellen M. Kova, the founder and chief executive faux graspreneur for Regal Vegan Inc. out of Brooklyn, New York. The Regal Vegan is a food company that I started to make vegan foods more awesome. It's to make vegan food more accessible, make vegan, kind of change the paradigm of what vegan food is, so it's not, what we used to think it is, and to change it into something that is awesome and decadent and something that we aspire to have. So there could be decadent and rich foods that I liked. A lot of people do think veganism is very limiting, or eating vegan is very limiting. I think it opens up a whole new world. Necessity is the mother of invention. And I felt like I needed something that was meaty and hearty, and that's how faux gras came about, like wanting to satisfy that taste bud, like wanting to get satisfaction from a food without relying on my old tricks. I also used to cook with cream and butter and, sure, throw in some bacon fat or something. Oh yeah, we'll cook it in duck fat, sure. Those are all tricks to make something delicious. But what about learning new tricks? And what about learning new tricks that are not harmful to the body, not harmful to the planet? What about that? Five years ago, I went on a cleanse and I took out meat, wheat, dairy, sugar, corn, soy, really everything out of my diet for 2 weeks to see how I would feel. And I felt amazing, incredible. Everybody that I knew said to me, what are you doing? You look great. You look younger. You're shinier. What's happening? And it was because I was eating vegan. It was unbelievable. I felt younger as I got older. I felt, just, more energized. I was completely transformed, and I was shocked because I was one of those New Yorkers that was like, I'll never stop eating this way. I don't care. No one's ever gonna take my cheese away. I don't think it's easy to convince people at all that vegan food is great, or that vegan food can be great, or that eating less meat is possible and that you can be satisfied. And I think the only way that people can really get there is if they try it. At Regal Vegan, we use gorgeous, incredible, tasty ingredients. We're not doing all of the work. The ingredients are doing all of the heavy lifting. We're just putting them together so they can play really nicely. So I like to secretly infuse my products with superfoods so they feel good when they're eating it and they don't quite know why. It's because it's made with I'm thinking about you. I want you to feel good, Faux gras was born out of the love of pâté. Faux gras is definitely a chopped chicken liver, foie gras pâté, foie gras terrine type of product. But something that's cooked with a lot of onions and a lot of fat. What I love about faux gras is that there are a lot of different experiences that happen in the mouth at the same time. I think the first thing you taste is a little bit of sweetness, and that comes from the caramelized onions. And I think we accentuate it with a little Japanese rice wine. So you taste the sweet right off the bat, and we all love something sweet, right? I think what you get after that is a deep savory, like, I can't describe it, it's like bang, it just goes down. You have this salty, savory, umami, like complex flavor. And that comes from a blend of the, Japanese ingredients that we use. We use only organic soy products, organic tamari, a really nice aged red miso, and it's so complex, it has so much flavor, and the saltiness really translates nicely in the faux gras, and it gives it this complexity. I think what you end with, you get a little lentil too. Some people think they have a lot of lentil. Some people specifically say, I taste the toasting of the walnuts, which is great. Toasting walnuts definitely brings out the walnuts flavor. And we also skim the walnuts so that we take out some of that bitterness. So I think that faux gras, explained simply, is the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. It's faux gras. It's not just a walnut lentil pâté that's toasted with miso and a little drizzle and ume plum vinegar to give it this like tang almost at the top. It's faux gras. It's nutty. It's rich, it's savory, it's creamy, and I think it feels luscious. I think people would describe it as decadent, like it's a treat. And they say, I can't believe this is good for me. I ate the whole container. And that's when I say, great, it's only 420 calories for the entire container. Bon appetit. Launched my second product, which is called Basilicotta. A lot of people say Basilicotta. It's totally okay. It's pronounced Basilicotta because it is evocative of ricotta, and it's loaded with basil. So it's kind of like pesto meets ricotta. They had a baby, and it was a vegan baby. It's called Basilicotta. Basilicotta is kind of like, it has the texture of a cream cheese or a goat cheese. I mean, the basil is what gives it this pesto flavor, this like bright, herbal, alive, summery, summer in Tuscany flavor. And the cashews is what give it the creaminess. The cashew cheese phenomenon, I think, is only going to get bigger and more popular because it's incredibly similar to dairy. People are shocked when I tell them that Basilicotta has no ricotta. It's like cheese making process. It's just cheese made out of nuts. Cashews are super creamy, so they lend themselves nicely to the procedure. Faux Gras and Basilicotta are, I think, very unique in the marketplace. That was one of the reasons why I chose those two recipes to make products out of. Nobody's doing this walnut lentil pâté. Nobody was doing basil cashew cheese. And I think that there's really room for innovation in this area. There's a great quote that I go by, which is, there have to be different opinions, otherwise there'd be no horse racing. So, everybody is on their own journey. Did I become vegan overnight? No. For the longest time, I was still going to Russ and Daughters and getting smoked sable because that was the treatiest treat of all treats. Now you can get faux gras at Russ and Daughters, which is pretty amazing. Everyone's gonna do what makes them feel good. For one, I definitely think it's a terrible idea to judge what somebody's eating. Everyone has their reasons, and that's, everyone's prerogative. What I would love to see is just less meat. Well, less meat because there's so much more in the plant kingdom that we haven't explored. How many of you have eaten cardoons? Cardoons are incredible. I discovered so many incredible vegetables, so many incredible fruits, so many combinations of things, so many different veggie burgers you can make, so many different, brilliant new things to eat when I stopped eating meat. I would say that my palate was ameliorated when I stopped eating meat because the diversity of foods I was eating had grown tremendously. The possibilities are endless. And so that was a real wow moment for me. We need more awesome vegan foods. We need more solutions. We need more foods that are wow foods. I'm very excited to be a bridge for people to, eating a healthier diet. It's great fun. Yeah. Eating animals to me became even more of a terrifying concept the more I learned about what animals were going through. Learning about factory farming and the real nitty-gritty of what goes on behind closed doors was horrifying. I do not want to eat the flesh of something that is terrified and scared, abused, tortured. I don't want that in my body. And so taking meat out is it doesn't only feel great because you're lighter and you're digesting faster and, you're cleaner, just more energetic. I mean, at least I was. It's not only that, but not having the flesh of something terrified, not consuming anxiety, I think made me a lot less anxious and a lot less angry.